Back to Scores from the Playground. Danny Boy says Orlando Brown tried to rob him in Las Vegas. Let's get into the content. Drop it in the comments.
If you can you give me the backstory? Because I had no idea that y'all knew each other, but he stole from your restaurant. What's the backstory behind it?
That month, that month, Orlando. I've been knowing Orlando since he's about probably 16 years old, maybe 16 or 17. And I met him through Young Buck. Young Buck know all of the sitcom guys, all the recording artists and stuff like that. So he started bringing Orlando around to the crib and stuff, and Orlando would hang out. And he was doing his show, and we'd be hanging out. Uh, and I took on to him like a little brother. I hadn't seen Orlando in years. When I relocated to Las Vegas, everybody knew the stories, especially my family and homies that was around me knew that was my homie. And I moved to Vegas. I was there in my restaurant about 2 months. I was living in my restaurant. That's how I was living in the restaurant for about 2 months. And one of my cousins, Gemini, he seen Orlando at a bus stop, sleeping on a bus stop. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I seen him sleeping on the bus stop, and I told him you use my cousin, and da 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 da. And I told him, go back around the corner, man, and go back around the corner and see if you see him. He went back around the corner, got him, picked him up. Orlando didn't have no shoes on. He had socks on, and he had a T-shirt on and these shorts. We sent out to get him some clothes and stuff, and he around the restaurant and he chilling, and he would have this big outburst every now and then. And this was an Orlando that I didn't really know. And I had seen some of the stuff online about him getting high and tweaking out. And I ain't been in this restaurant 2 months. It's a hotel on top of me, a little motel, boutique motel. And Orlando went off. He was in there and he started going off while I was in a meeting. And he went in his pocket, and I jumped up and I'm like, hey, bro, I'm talking to these people. By this time, I know he got a problem. I'm talking to these people. Won't you calm down? He went in his pocket like he's going to pull out a knife on me. So I jumped in his face. At this time, I was about to put hands on him. My people like, calm down, you're tripping. So they took the knife from him. About 2 hours later, about 2 hours, about 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm sleeping in the back office where the bedroom area was in the back office, and I see some rattling going on the doorknob. In Orlando, and the rattling going on in the doorknob, and then the doorknob just fell to the floor. And I pulled a gun out because I'm thinking somebody is trying to break in the restaurant. Because Orlando had left, got mad that evening. I ain't seen Orlando. This is about 3, 4 in the morning, and they breaking in. And I didn't even see it. I'm watching him on camera in my office, this person doing it. So I go up to the door. Man, he took off running and went on top of the roof of the hotel. And it took about 3 or 4 hours for the police to get him off the roof. And as he was coming down, he was telling them, this is my restaurant. He took my money from me and started a restaurant, and he didn't give me my money. And he pulled some guns on me and put me in the trunk. So the police, like, damn nothing to hem me and my people up. And they got him to come down a ladder that we had put out there for him to come down the ladder. And as he's coming down, they were getting ready to handcuff me. And as he was coming down, and they was like, the guy asked him, what's your name and whose restaurant is this? And Orlando hollered to him. He was like, I'm Orlando Brown, and Michael Jackson is my dad, and this is my restaurant. So the police left me alone as soon as he came off the ladder. He put Orlando in some handcuffs, and they took him to jail. And a lot of people was mad at me that we called the police. It's like, man, why you call the police? Shit. One, this was my business. You know what I mean? This is my business where I had my restaurant was at that time. And two, Orlando needed some help beyond what I could offer. But that's the homie though, man. He funny as hell. I can't tell if it's an act though, because I think he something really wrong with him. I've seen it up close. This business will mess you up though, and that's what people capitalize. Like, you know, he's getting on shows with that shit. For us, it's an act and it's a show and it's a scene. But literally, I think it's something wrong with that dude, man. Yeah, mental health is real, man. That shit real. A lot of people are dealing with that, and I'm glad, like, even throughout all the bullshit that I've been through, that I'm able to hold on to the little sanity that I have. Because we all just got a little bit.
Danny Boy ain't got nothing to lose. Let's talk y'all. That man ain't got nothing to lose, nigga. Snoop took that man from his chicken spot. He was singing and cooking chicken. Yeah, just be honest, let's just be real. And he was good there. Singing very fucking soulful until he went go accepted that batter chain and them $10,000 from Snoop Dogg. That man was good. At this point, Snoop done had it to hell with him. Nobody else want to touch him. Look, one thing you could say about, you could bet your ass about old Danny Boy. He gonna tell it. You ain't got nothing left to do but tell it. You know what I mean? He's telling everything. You know what I mean? So I believe there's some truth to this Orlando shit. Fucking with Orlando Brown, bro. He's like a method acting motherfucker. You know what I mean? Method acting motherfucker. He method acts so much that he gonna actually do the drug and let the drug take him. You know what I mean? He gonna go sleep under the goddamn bridge if that's what it leads to. Only thing is, bro, he never gets the pot. You know what I mean? You ain't seen Orlando Brown in a movie, a real movie that matters in years, bro. Maybe since Major Payne. You know what I mean? TV, sitcom, that's a little different. Everybody know he was part of the Disney Channel until he fucked that up. You know what I mean? But look here. Shout out Orlando Brown. He too is cooking chicken right now. Maybe that's what he was doing. Maybe he was stealing or attempting to steal Danny Boy's recipe. Maybe he stole some of them. Maybe he stole some of the recipe and wanted to get the rest of it. It don't matter. Took him a few years, but at this point, the man got his own original recipe, has a brick and mortar location for that chicken, and he's slanging wings. Shout out to Orlando Brown, bro. Danny Boy. You can keep talking, but the interviews are only going to take you so far. It's only going to take you so far. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Suge never put out my hit. He never put out my hit. Nigga, I ain't mad at you. Was your hit, nigga. Let's just be honest, man. That was your fucking hit. You may never have another one. Unfortunately. Drop it in the comments. I can't say I don't know him. You know what I mean? He don't sing. Other than when I heard him cooking, frying the chicken, I say, man, that boy can sing. But ever since then, ain't nothing told me Danny Boy could sing. You know, I'm just being honest, just being real. Drop it in the comments, man. And I'm talking about commercially. At a commercial level, can he sing? He's no Ruben Studdard. You know what I mean? Drop it in the comments, bro. Not even a Ty Dolla $ign. Just being honest, I'm just being real, bro. Scars from the playground. Like, share, subscribe. Hype my shit up, nigga. Peace.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap. People tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill. It gotta be about business.